So I want to know what you all think of this Lucy Letby. Obviously, there's a documentary on Platinum Plus as well, but her parents paid for that one, and you can tell that they paid for that one because there's no evidence in it backing up what they're saying. There's basically nothing in there except from her friend speaking on her behalf, who hadn't actually seen her working for a year, because she says that in the Netflix documentary. She says when they were at uni, they were basically doing everything together. But then when she started this new job, her friend got a referral to another hospital because the other midwives and the other staff members there were not treating them the way members of staff should be treated. So while Lucy Letby was working at the hospital, her and her friend didn't have much time to spend together, so she saw her less. Obviously, I want to know what you think. This is the one on Netflix, and I will admit she does actually admit to taking home private information of every single child that died or got hurt. She searched up the parents. She wrote down in her diary every time a child had an attack. She kept every single bit of information of these children, and she does admit this too. They find it in her house. She lies to police that she forgot to take it out of her uniform and pass it to handover. You're not even allowed to take it home. Like, this is, that full statement there doesn't even make sense. Anyone that works in a hospital knows that's not true. The police said to her, how was you going to get rid of this? She said, well, we get rid of sheets using a shredder at the hospital. That's also not true. They have to scan it on a computer and then it gets filed. So you've got the computer information and then the filing information. They don't shred anything. They keep it all. Like, so basically, say if you're 18 or you're 6, whoever is watching this video now, when you were born, up to the age of when you die, they keep every single medical record. They don't shred any, and they don't get rid of it. They might get rid of it once you're dead, but while you're alive, they keep all information. She had over 200 notes on a box that said keep in her wardrobe, and it was all information on the families. Like medical history and the babies. I don't understand why she had the families. She was a midwife. She shouldn't have had the families. She should have only had information about the child because it was the child she was caring for. Obviously, all the children she was caring for. And after she left, none of the babies got ill. None of the babies died. The police asked her, why did you keep this information? She said, like I said previous, she said she forgot to take it out of her pocket and she was going to get rid of it the way they do in the hospital. And they asked her, how do you get rid of it in the hospital? She said, we shred it, but I don't have a shredder. And then the police brought up this picture of her having a shredder hidden at the back of her bedroom. She knew exactly what she did. And she never even shed a tear or nothing because she knew she was guilty. She did this. Yes, none of us have a clue why she did this. Maybe she had a motive, maybe she didn't have a motive. It doesn't matter. The fact is that she did actually do this, and one of the parents of the children that died, I'm not going to say the baby's name in respect for the family, but it's on the Netflix documentary, so you can go and check it out. She got told with her husband to rush to the ward because something was going on with their child. So one midwife ran to get them. Another doctor, obviously, was working with someone else. The only person who was actually in that room was Lucy Letby. She said that the doctor was getting paperwork and stuff to try and help her child. I don't know. I can't exactly remember what she said, what the doctor was doing. But basically, oh, sorry, I've got a dog jumping on me. Basically, the doctor wasn't in the room. The midwife ran to get her and her husband. So that's where one midwife was. So there's one doctor, two midwives, and the only midwife that was in the room with the children was Lucy Letby. And that is a witness from one of the actual parents themselves. I think she's guilty, 100%. The only people who doesn't think she's guilty is her best friend who didn't see her for a year while she was working, and her parents, but that's pretty obvious why they want her to be innocent, because they have to live with the fact that they have one of the third worst serial killers for kids in the UK, so no one wants to have a child with that name. So it's understandable why they're trying to claim her innocent, but then you're also disrespecting those families of the babies that she did kill. If this was my daughter, I would go out and say she's not my daughter no more. I'd kick everything out of her, out of the house of her. I'd get rid of her and I'd stop. I'd change my name, tell people I'm not even related to her. That is what her parents should have done. Don't forget to like and follow and put your comments down. We'd love to know your opinion on this. And if you haven't watched a Netflix documentary, go and watch it and then give your opinion, because otherwise you're not going to have a clue of half of the stuff that I've actually mentioned.